Let's call this meeting to order and pledge allegiance to the flag.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Post,
I'm here.
Councilwoman Whitelack, here. Councilwoman White, here. Councilman Zambito.
Here. There's someone here to approve the minutes of the August 21st, 2024 regular town board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Whitelack,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Zambito,
I'll abstain, I was not here.
Post.
Yes. Any speakers this evening?
Yes. If I can take for a few minutes. Good evening, citizens of the town of Batavia. My name is Jonathan Parker, and I would like to take a moment to tell my neighbors a little about myself. I graduated from Pembroke High School and served in the United States Marine Corps for 4 years. Upon completing my service, I returned to New York to live in the city of Batavia before purchasing my home on South Main Street Road. I am a registered independent and believe in many conservative values. These values were further reinforced by my acceptance and belief in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I understand that religion is a sensitive subject, but any society that derives its power and authority from the will of man alone lives apart from God and will crumble in the end. God is truth and the light in these dark times. I must address the disdain between the Democrat and Republican parties. Political violence from either side is unacceptable. It is disheartening to see so many people wish for the death of political opponents. Any thought or action that brings harm to oneself or others cannot be truth, thus against God. Those thoughts become actions, and those actions manifest into who you are. To hold hatred in your heart is akin to committing murder. Hatred only begets hatred. Love is the answer. The Bible's defining principle is love. Love for your neighbor, and even love for your enemies. Many societal and political issues can be eased with a return to religion and spirituality. I advocate to anyone who will listen to seek God in whatever religion or belief that looks like to you. With that being said, the most pressing issue for the board is the budget. As it stands, our community is facing a $500,000 deficit for next year. The most likely avenue to rectify this shortfall is to raise property taxes. If taxes are not raised, then services may be reduced. I believe the supervisor and the board have done a good job maintaining an amicable tax policy over the years. But like many of our own household budgets, tough choices must be made. I implore the citizens of the town to offer their thoughts and ideas to solve these community issues. We cannot depend on others to take care of it. We are the leaders we've been waiting for, and we must embrace the challenge. The most effective way to do that is through face-to-face conversation. It is easy to dismiss a person's ideas through a screen. When you can put a face to a name, hear their voice, shake their hand, a level of compassion is restored. We must see each other as people by giving our time to one another to discuss our future. We are a community, and we need each other. I thank you all for your time and attention. God bless you, and may peace be with you.
Thank you, Jonathan. It's deeply appreciated, and I applaud your efforts and your citizenship. It truly does make a difference for us.
God is the hand, I'm merely the instrument.
I'm very, very pleased for that. Thank you. You're always welcome here. Sharon,
Yes,
you ready to read Resolution 148?
okay. Resolution to introduce proposed local law number 3 of 2024 and to schedule a public hearing. Whereas the town board of the town of Batavia, New York desires to consider adopting resolution to override the limit on the amount of real property taxes that may be levied by the town of Batavia pursuant to General Municipal Law 3-C, and to allow the town of Batavia to adopt a town budget for the fiscal year 2025 that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the tax levy limit, also known as Town of Batavia local law number 3 of 2024. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Batavia, New York, that proposed local law number 3 of 2024, entitled a local law to override the tax levy limit established in General Municipal Law 3-C, which proposed local law is now in its final form, as appears by a copy thereof hereto attached, be and the same hereby is introduced for adoption, and be it further resolved that said proposed local law be kept on file in the office of the town clerk until October 16th, 2024, and that a public hearing be held before this town board on the 16th day of October 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Batavia Town Hall, 3833 West Main Street Road, Batavia, New York, on the advisability of enacting said proposed local law. And be it further resolved that pursuant to section 20-4 of the New York State Municipal Home Rule Law, the proposed local law in its final form shall be emailed to the email inbox of each town board member in a portable document format, PDF, at least 10 calendar days exclusive of Sunday, prior to the final passage of said proposed local law. Be it further resolved that the town clerk shall cause notice of said public hearing to be published once in the Daily News at least 5 days prior to the date of said public hearing, which notice shall contain the time and place of said hearing, the title and purpose thereof, as well as a statement that a copy of said proposed local law is on file in the town clerk's office. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
White.
Yes.
Michaelak. Yes. Zambito.
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Resolution number 149, to approve agreement for cleaning services from Warren's Commercial Cleaning. Whereas the town board intends to provide cleaning services for approximately 5,220 square feet of office space that is being leased by the town of Batavia within a building located at 4320 Federal Drive in the town of Batavia. And whereas Warren's Commercial Cleaning previously prepared a quote and a written proposal for the term of October the 2nd, 2023 until September 30th, 2024. And whereas Warren's Commercial Cleaning submitted a new written proposal dated September 10th, 2024, offering to provide the same services for the same prices for the term of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Batavia, New York, does hereby approve a proposed renewed agreement for services from Warren's Commercial Cleaning and does hereby authorize Warren's Commercial Cleaning to provide the cleaning services for the items itemized in the proposal dated September the 10th, 2024 as follows. A, $98 for cleaning services performed weekly. B, $120 for cleaning services as performed bi-weekly. C, $550 to annually clean windows. And D, $1,970 to annually strip and wax the floors. And be it further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to execute the proposed renewed agreement for services for Warren's Commercial Cleaning with its attached Exhibit A, a copy of which is annexed hereto and made a part of the town board minutes. And be it further resolved, the expenditure will be appropriated from line item A 1620.406. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Post.
Yes.
Zambito.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Michaelak.
Yes.
Patty, resolution 149,
150?
or 150 rather. The other 149.
Yeah. Surplus equipment for various departments. Whereas the town of Batavia has determined that the following items are no longer needed for town use and that the items should be sold at auction and deleted from inventory. Troy-Bilt snow blower, highway department, Norton walk-behind saw, highway department, Kohler generator set, water and sewer, Holmite 3-inch diaphragm pump, water and sewer. Now therefore be it resolved, Batavia Town Board hereby authorizes the highway superintendent to surplus the above listed items and sell them at auction. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. How much it cost you to get the short resolution, Patty? Roll call, please.
Michaelak.
You got another one coming. Yes.
White. Yes. Zambito.
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Yes. 151.
Contract at Kings Plaza Pump Station Replacement-STC Construction Inc., change number 3. Whereas the town of Batavia awarded STC Construction Inc. the bid for the Kings Plaza Pump Station Replacement Contract A, the amount of $517,000.05, has executed change orders 1 and 2 that total $233,400 for a total contract price, including change orders 1 and 2 of $750,400.05. And whereas the town of Batavia Engineering Department requested pricing from STC Construction to replace the receiving manhole and lid and install shut-off valve for future wet well maintenance adjacent to the Kings Plaza Pump Station, as well as add a deflector plate inside the Kings wet well for better operation of the pumps and the pump station. And whereas the bonding for the project, including contingency and other monies that will cover the cost of this change order, and whereas STC provided pricing totaling $129,853 along with a request for an extension in time from September 30th, 2024 to January 1st, 2025. The work that is described on the change order number 3 back up annexed here 2. And whereas the assistant town engineer has reviewed the change order 3 pricing and recommends its approval. Now therefore be it resolved, the Batavia Town Board hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute change order number 3 in the amount of $129,853, bringing STC Construction Inc.'s total contract to $888,253.05, extending the substantial completion to January 1st, 2025 for just the items in the change order, as so moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Zambito.
Yes.
Mikeland.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Sharon, resolution 152.
Training workshop. Resolved, the Batavia Town Board hereby authorizes the following personnel to attend training workshop. Ashley Brownell, understanding the budget process, August 30th, 2024, online, no cost for this training. Local government contract management system, September 3rd, 2024, online, there is no cost for this training. Claims 101, path of a claim, September 24th, 2024, online, there is no cost for this training. Get battle ready for defending your municipality, excuse me, October 2nd, 2024, online, there is no cost for this training. 20 and 24 planning and zoning, October 28th, 2024, Amherst Marriott Niagara. The cost for this training is $126.90. Excuse me. Introduction to Governmental Accounting, November 20th to 21st, 2024, online. The cost for this training is $85. Michael Dana, 2024 Municipal Boot Camp Program, Session 8, under the tent. Open meetings, record keeping, and engaging the public and community, September 26, 2024, online. There is no cost for this training. Housing Needs Assessment and Market Analysis, September 26, 2024, online. There is no cost for this training. Grant funding for fish and wildlife habitat restoration and enhancement projects, September 24th, 2024, online. There is no cost for this training. Greg Post, CCCF Annual Meeting, October 16th, 2024, Batavia Downs Gaming Hotel. The cost for this meeting is $40. So moved.
Second.
CCCF is the Cross Connection Control Foundation annual meeting. That covers all things backflow related. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
White.
Yes.
Mikeland.
Yes.
Zambito.
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Bring an extra pen to sign all these tomorrow. A lot of training certificates.
A lot of them are signed right.
Good. Resolution number 153, Professional Services Proposal Amendment number 1 to Agreement for Strategic Funding Planning Assistance, New York Green Incorporated. Whereas the town engineer requested a proposal from New York Green Incorporated to work with engineering staff to evaluate priority projects, funding needs, and potential funding sources, and to assist in the development of a grant strategy and for priority projects. And whereas New York Green submitted a proposal to provide strategic funding planning assistance at a cost of $130 per hour, plus a 15% administrative fee for a total not to exceed cost of $10,000. And whereas the town of Batavia, New York authorized to retain New York Green for strategic funding planning assistance dated August 16, 2023 by and between the town of Batavia and New York Green at a cost of $130 per hour plus a 15% administrative fee for a total not to exceed cost of $10,000 as shown in Exhibit A. And whereupon the town engineer's request, New York Green has submitted a proposed amendment number 1 dated May 31st, 2024 to the Strategic Funding Planning Assistance Agreement for additional strategic funding planning professional services at a cost of $130 per hour plus a 15% administrative fee for a total not to exceed cost of $15,000 as shown in Exhibit B. And now therefore it be resolved that the town board of the town of Batavia hereby approves amendment number 1 to the New York Green Incorporated for Strategic Funding Planning Assistance Agreement dated May 31st, 2024 at a cost of $130 per hour plus a 15% administrative fee for a total not to exceed cost of $15,000, a copy of which is annexed hereto and made a part of the town board minutes. And be it further resolved that the deputy supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to execute amendment 1 to the New York Green Incorporated for Strategic Funding Planning Assistance Agreement dated May 31st, 2024 on behalf of the town of Batavia. And be it further resolved, the expenditure will be appropriated from line item A6326.400. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Post.
I abstain.
Zambito.
Yes.
Mike-Black.
Yes.
Sorry, what?
Yes.
Resolution 154.
Resolution to approve supplemental agreement number 1 to D040297 for Route 98 rehab and intersection improvements, PIN 4761.04. Whereas the town of Batavia and the New York State Department of Transportation, hereon referred to as New York State DOT, entered into an original agreement on May 19, 2021 for the town to provide engineering design and right-of-way acquisition services for the Route 98 rehab and intersection improvements. And whereas the town and New York State DOT wish to amend the agreement with supplemental agreement number 1 to D040297 as prepared by New York State DOT on August 29, 2024, to increase the project funding by revising Schedule A. The supplemental agreement changes the funding from 80% federal aid, 50% state Marcelli, and non-federal, 80% federal aid, 50% state Marcelli, and 5% non-federal aid. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board does hereby authorize and approve supplemental agreement number 1, DOs 040297, as prepared by New York State DOT on August 29th, with Schedule A annexed thereto for the Route 98 rehab and intersection improvements, and the town will comply with all the terms and conditions thereon, and is further resolved, the town board hereby authorizes initial payment of 100% of the $321,600 federal share and $60,300 state Marcelli share of the design cost, which will be reimbursed by New York State DOT. And resolved that in the event the full federal, state Marcelli, and non-federal share of the project exceeds the amount appropriated above, the town board shall convene as soon as possible to appropriate said excess amount immediately upon the notification by New York State DOT, therefore, and it be further resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized to execute the aforementioned agreement and any and all agreements, certifications, or documents needed to federal aid and or Marcelli aid or here are on behalf of the town of Batavia with the New York State DOT in connection with the advancement approval of the project. And it is further resolved that the certified copy of this resolution be filed with New York State Commissioner of Transportation by annexing it to any necessary agreement in connection with the project. And it is further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. So moved.
Second.
It's noted here that this increases the federal and state contribution of this by about $150,000, and it nearly doubles the aid in the original agreement. So roll call, please.
Mike Black,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Zambito,
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Nice job, guys. That's a lot of money. Resolution 155.
Relocation of Verizon pedestal at Fairway Drive Pump Station. Whereas the town of Batavia owns and operates a sewer pump station on Fairway Drive that has recently undergone improvements, and whereas Verizon currently has pedestal services installed in the front of the pump station that limits access to the wet well at the pump station for routine maintenance activities, the town would like to relocate to improve access to the wet well for maintenance activities. And whereas the town has funding remaining in monies bonded for the improvements to Kings and Fairway Drive to fund this work, and whereas Verizon has provided pricing totaling $13,459.42 to relocate their utility as described in the backup annexed here too, and whereas the town engineer has reviewed the Verizon pricing and recommends approval of this work. Now therefore be it resolved that the Batavia Town Board hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute an agreement with Verizon in the amount of $13,459.42 to have Verizon relocate their utilities in the Fairway Pump Station. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Zambito,
Yes.
Mike Black,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Resolution number 156, Sharon.
Resolution to amend the 2015 wastewater facility agreement between City of Batavia and Town of Batavia. Whereas the city and town entered into a wastewater treatment facility agreement on February 23rd, 2015 that established the ownership, responsibilities, and capacity of each party. Whereas the agreement will remain in full effect with the exception of the terms and/or amendments included in this agreement until such time as both parties agree to amend or revise the agreement. And whereas the town flows have and continue to exceed their agreed daily capacity limit of 850,000 gallons per day, and whereas there is a limited amount of capacity remaining at the wastewater treatment facility, however, the city wishes to sell additional capacity to the town. And whereas both parties recognize the town flows will continue to exceed any new ownership capacity the city may sell to the town as part of this amendment, and such excess flows must be limited so as to not jeopardize the WTF permit limits nor exceed the WTF capacity. And whereas the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has recently proposed draft revised effluent permit limits for the WTF, which are being negotiated and which may be very difficult and costly to satisfy. And whereas the uncertainty associated with the potential new WTF effluent permit limits make it difficult to determine whether the WTF can accommodate additional flows or what improvements may be required in the future to accommodate additional flows. Now therefore be it resolved the city agrees to sell and the town agrees to purchase for its current and future use an additional ownership share of the WTF, CLS, and interceptors of an additional 350 gallons per day of capacity at the WTF. The town's adjusted capacity following the purchase shall be 1,200,000 gallons per day. Be it further resolved that the purchase price shall be $3.95 per gallon of additional capacity for a total of $1,382,500 as determined by the methodology as set forth in the attached updated Exhibit 2 of the agreement entitled City of Batavia WWTP Capacity Valuation. This calculation includes capacity in the Clinton Street Gravity Sewer Line, Force Main, and Pumping Station. Be it further resolved, the town shall make a lump sum payment to the city for this additional capacity of 350,000 gallons per day within 1 year of execution of this amendment to the agreement. Be it further resolved that after the purchase, the town will have reserved for its use a total of 1,200,000 gallons per day of capacity, or 21.8% of the total WTF capacity, on an influent monthly, annual, rolling average basis as defined by the city's WTF Speedies permit, as well as 21.8% ownership share of the WTF Central Lift Station and interceptors as defined in the agreement. Be it further resolved that all wastewater users shall pay to the city a sewer rate as defined in this amendment. The new wastewater rates have been determined based upon the cost of service utility approach. See attached updated Exhibit 3 entitled City of Batavia and Town of Batavia Rate Agreement Worksheet. The town direct rate will be $2.25 per 1,000 gallons after the full payment of the capacity purchase. Be it further resolved that the parties agree and acknowledge that when the town exceeds its contractual capacity amount, it potentially places financial challenges, inequities, and operational burden on the city operating the WTF as well as city sewer customers. As a result, the parties agree that an inclining block sewer rate shall be implemented according to the following schedule when the town exceeds its 1,200,000 gallons per day of capacity of the total WTF capacity on an influent monthly, annual, rolling average basis as defined by the city's Speedies permit. Tier 1, 0 to 150,000 gallons, $3.45. Tier 2, 150,000, 1 to 300,000, $4.30. Tier 3, 301,000 to 450,000, $5.40. Tier 4, 451,000 and up, $10. Be it further resolved that the inclining block rate shall be calculated by charging the town flow greater than the 1,200,000 gallons per day capacity at a tier rate according to the above referenced schedule. When the net flow capacity exceeds a specific tier, the excess capacity shall be charged at the next higher tier. As written, so moved.
Yeah, I would say.
I don't know what took you so
No
long.
way!
What's the wait for?
I was like, whoa, she said it all.
Dude, I would have done that
Wow.
for each
I
one.
did that 15 minutes ago.
Nice job, Sharon.
Yeah, we got the gist.
Is there any
I
discussion?
thought everybody should know all that, but wow!
Oh,
Any further discussion?
No.
Thank you all for the participation and the support and it's been a long while. I appreciate everybody's efforts on this. Roll call, please.
Did I get a second?
Second.
Thank you.
I thought I heard them the first time. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Play the tape.
Play the tape, yeah.
White,
Yes.
Zambito,
Yes.
Mike Black,
yes.
Post.
Yes. Resoundingly. Is there a motion to suspend the
Motion to
rules?
suspend the rules.
Second.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye. Make it easy.
Roll call on the motion.
Hold on, my computer froze, so I'm doing stuff by hand right now. Mike Black,
Yes.
Zambito,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Post.
Yeah, wrong board. I get confused this way, didn't I? Resolution number 157 to renew professional services agreement between the Town of Batavia and 3+1 Cash Vest Liquidity Analysis. Whereas 3+1 provides professional services to complete a comprehensive liquidity analysis to identify and quantify the time, horizon, and worth of all the town's operating capital, which can be used to achieve new sources of income through financial institutions. And whereas The town previously entered into a professional service agreement with 3+1 dated September 7, 2018, which ran for a period of 6 years and is now expired. And whereas the town intends to renew this prior professional service agreement, whereas 3+1 submitted a proposal to the town that had been reviewed by the town supervisor and the council to the supervisor, and whereas there are certain terms and provisions that need to be additionally negotiated, now therefore be it resolved that the Batavia Town Board hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute a renewed professional services agreement with 3+1 for continued cash fest liquidity analysis at a cost of $8,428 per year, to be paid in a quarterly liquidity monitoring reporting fee of $2,107 per quarter. Be it further resolved that the terms and conditions of the final renewed professional services agreement shall be subject to approval by the supervisor and the council to the supervisor and shall begin retroactively to September 7th, 2024. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Post,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Zambito,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Would someone move to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mike,
Yes.
Zambito,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Building department, including zoning and inspections, plan review and support, along with continuing all of the other functions, and including fire inspections, continues to keep the entire staff busy. Every department, including, I think they're starting on some of the third and fourth round mowing. Creek banks have all been done. Paving operations are winding down, but everything is coming in on time and on budget so far. Ray has done an amazing job, as have the gentlemen in his department. We're blessed to have them. Water and sewer operations continue to grow, taking advantage of the weather. The meter replacement project down is somewhere around 24 customers out of all of the customers in the town that needed water meters to be replaced, and we thank those that contributed and participated by answering their phones, so allowing the staff to come in and do that. We're down to maybe 25 people yet to have the meters replaced under that contract, so that project is closing out. Let's see, what other departments do we have? Assessors, just gave us the updated values, and it's been starting in on the new valuation process that's going on. Clerk, what do you have?
Well, I can give an approximate, but my computer's frozen, so I can't read my report, but I think we brought in around $7,000, to $5,000 of it going to the town, the rest of it going to, the Department of Health and, the dog licensing for New York State, and that's it.
For my report this evening, I just want to thank the board for their participation and their patience in getting our budget process off to such a late start, and to be continue to be supportive of those that are engaged in making this less tedious, and it's never good to have an upgrade software package in the middle of something, but we think we're through the worst of it, and hopefully we'll have something to deliver for your perusal as soon as the end of this month. So things are looking good that way. It takes almost everybody's participation in this process, and it's a significant undertaking. It's tens of millions of dollars now. So it's a lot more to handle, but I have a lot of help, and you all participate, and I'm very appreciative of that. With that being said, are there any committee reports?
First thing I can tell you is I will be attending the housing assessment meeting
Okay.
next week. It's a Zoom, but I registered for it, so.
All right. Well, Sharon, is there any old business?
Nope, no old business.
Chad, any young, fresh business?
No, that ship has sailed.
All right. Would someone move to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Hold on, sorry. Mike Black,
Yes.
Zambito,
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
Post.
Yes. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen.